So you know you're part of the class of 2025, and do you know what that means?
Of 2015.
Right now it's 2015. So in 2025, what's going to happen?
I don't know.
You and all of your classmates will graduate from high school.
Manira is one of the 25 students OPB started following in kindergarten as part of our 13-year reporting project, Class of 2025. But Manira's educational experience was wildly different from her classmates. She would move halfway around the world and leave traditional school for 4 years at a pivotal time in her young life. It would challenge who she is and what she wants to be, and test her relationships with family and school. But let's start from the beginning.
I am 8 years old and my name is Munira. I go to school at Rob Boyles. I love reading.
You love reading. What do you love about it?
Well, it's mostly about how sometimes it's easy and hard.
In 5th grade, we interviewed Manira and her mom, Fatuma, at home.
I'm like most kids. I really don't like school. I like staying at home most of the time.
Yeah.
If I had a choice.
Okay.
So you don't have a choice.
By 6th grade, she'd moved on to Ron Russell Middle School, and she was loving it.
Welcome to your first day of middle school.
So how has 6th grade gone?
So fun. Especially the beginning of the year where we barely knew each other. It was super fun.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a lawyer because we went to the Lucent Clark Law School and we did like this role play. It was based on Harry Potter. I got to be the cross-examiner and the witness.
But after 6th grade, Manira never returned to Ron Russell.
I went to Kenya.
Yeah, Kenya. Manira's family is Somali, but she's a US-born citizen who grew up both American and Muslim. Her parents and older siblings came to Portland after living in a refugee camp in Kenya. When 6th grade ended in 2019, Manira and her family went back.
I went to Kenya because I think my mom, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure she wanted us to finish the Quran.
Manira's back in the United States now and a freshman at Portland State University. But when she went to Kenya back in 2019, she didn't really know what to expect.
When I first went to Kenya, I really did not want to go. I just wanted to appease my mom. At first, it was mainly just Islamic religious education and strictly that and nothing else. I guess my thoughts throughout that was, okay, mom wants to be here, we'll be here. And then it slowly went into like a depression state and I was like, oh, whatever, it's life now. And then eventually I got angry, I got mad, I got upset, and I was like, I'm done with this, let's go.
Manira says she lost contact with her friends in Portland. Living in Kenya was a struggle, but she learned something.
I hate the fact that I was in Kenya when I was younger, but I'm also kind of glad because I feel like it was a wake-up call for me. Because when I was younger, it definitely felt like I was less self-aware. Like, I wasn't aware of myself and what I wanted. And I think I'm grateful for the experience that I had.
When Manira was growing up in Portland, she was passionate. She spoke her mind.
I want to be a principal when I grow up.
Why do you want to be a principal?
To make the place a better world.
We were talking about how the world is not a really good place, but we can make it better.
Right. So do you think about that a lot?
A lot, most of the time, yeah.
After the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas school shooting in 2018, 5th grader Manira led a small student walkout to protest gun violence.
Do you think of yourself at all as being like an activist, that you notice problems like the gun violence or about and you want to do something about it?
Fix things, yeah. I kind of do. I want to fix most problems.
That was in Portland. In Nairobi, Munira said kids had a different role.
It's either you're seen as a kid or a young adult or like an adult. It was mostly a Somali community, very old people, very old traditions, and thinking of stuff is very complicated.
That activist side never went away. In Nairobi, sometimes there were protests, and Manira would watch or film them out her window. But Manira wasn't in school. Even when she was high school age and started going to school in Kenya, she was learning things she'd learned back in middle school. Manira ended up with a 4-year break from traditional schooling. Her mental health and her relationship with her mother suffered.
Like, I had no one to talk to, no one to turn to. There's no real safe space in Kenya. And like, the teachers that you have are very much pro-parent. We're being completely honest, because I was in a depressive state. My mom did not recognize it. I didn't even recognize it at the time.
Munira spent her time in Kenya looking forward to being back in Portland.
I did go back and watch the videos of when we were younger and like the interviews and stuff. And I was like, 2025, that's the year I'm gonna graduate. That's the year I'm gonna go back to America. That's the year I'm gonna get my stuff done.
Manira could feel the clock ticking. She had to graduate, but how? Then a friend told her about Penn Foster, an online school.
I'm not an online person. I mean, when it comes to like conversations or anything I do, I prefer face-to-face. That's how I learn.
She started there in September 2023, 4 years after leaving Ron Russell Middle School in Portland. And a couple of years later, she graduated with her high school diploma as part of the class of 2025.
I wanted the high school. Like, I wanted to say I have my high school diploma, because I was already starting off from like a bad place, so I didn't want to make it kind of worse.
Last June, she came back to Oregon, ready to start freshman year at Portland State University. But when Manira showed up to PSU, she felt extremely unprepared.
The transition from here to college was very difficult. Like, I was so lost when I came to PSU. I feel like with most like public schooling and stuff, they're like, hey, this is what you would do if you were in college. Like, let's prepare you for that. And I was like, I'm like, can you point me in the right direction? Luckily, I met great people and they were able to help guide me. My main goal in life was just like to help people or to be that person for someone. And I think in Kenya, it just like really strung out. I was like, I can't wait to get out of here just so I can help people in my situation. When it comes to like kids specifically, people don't think they have the capacity to both self-advocate or know what's right for them. I am a political science major. I do want to go more into rights and stuff for people. Like, I want to be that person that I needed when I was younger.
Thank you, Manira.
Thanks, Manira. I'll walk back with you.
I have a lot of things going on.